Old man in New England off on another adventure in our road trek. As you can probably see out the window, there's snow on the ground. It's about 25 degrees. We use our van all winter long, not for more than a night or two, because it's winterized, we have no water. But we'll use it for, parking at the trailhead, for fat biking. Going to the ocean. Today I'm heading out solo, meeting a couple of friends down near the Quabbin Reservoir in central Massachusetts. We're going to stay at a Harvest Host winery. It's kind of our typical way of doing things. We'll use the Harvest Host locations as a place to park and spend the night. And we'll do some hiking, and I was thinking of bringing my bike, but it's not going to be quite warm enough. So camping in the winter in this is not too bad. Of course, the biggest adjustment is the fact that it's winterized, there's no water. So we bring a tank of water, use that for drinking. Generally, we wash dishes just by, wiping them with paper towels and washing them when we get home. And for the bathroom, we use a wag bag. I've shown that before. Wag bags are great. It's a plastic bag we line the toilet with. It's got a little bit of gelling material in there, and after a day's use, we toss it in the nearest trash can and go on our way. For heat, we almost exclusively use our propane tank, propane heater. It's loud though. Sleeping at night with that going on and off, it's loud, it wakes me up. So I'm gonna try tonight, if I can, if I'm allowed to run my generator tonight, I'm gonna try using a little electric space heater. I can't run that without the generator or being plugged in, but if I'm able to use the generator, I'll run that, and I'll run the space heater. That'll just run all night long. It's quiet, and I might get a better night's sleep. Speaking of the generator, last spring we replaced the original Onan generator with a new quiet Onan. I think it's the 2800 QI. and it is much quieter. And it runs. The other one would run for 10 minutes and then it would quit, or it wouldn't start, and we were just having more and more problems with it. We couldn't rely on it. So we bit the bullet. We found an Onan service center nearby here in New Hampshire and replaced the generator. And it really is quiet. Inside especially, you know, if you're running a fan or anything, you can barely hear it. I think the mounting to the chassis is has more dampeners on it, and you don't feel the vibration, and you don't hear it. Outside, it's still it's still a little bit loud. Not too bad though. I had seen on a channel called the Fit RV, they did a test of the old one versus the new one, and the new one meets the national park standards for generators, for sound decibels for generators. So it is much quieter, and I'm more apt to use it. I've been using it all winter. I still exercise it every couple of weeks for 2 to 4 hours at a pop, and I'll run the space heater on it to give it a bit of load. And I also use it to keep the batteries charged. So if I haven't run the van for a couple of weeks, just turn on the generator, it charges up all the batteries. It's great. Now might be a good time to remind you, if you're enjoying this, if you're getting any value out of it, give it a thumbs up, like it. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe. Hit that bell icon, and every time I release a new video, you'll get notification. For a while, I was trying to do this every week or so. Obviously, I've gone quite a bit of time since my last release, but I'm going to try to get back into things. My content is generally focused around this van, around canoeing, and biking and hiking. So, any kind of outdoor pursuits in and around New England. One of the things to consider when you're using your very expensive van in the winter, especially in the Northeast, is road salt. And there's no getting around it. It gets all over. We went out a couple of weeks ago. We went to the ocean just for the day, and it was after a light snow, and so the roads were covered with salt. Came back, and the van was just completely covered in salt. One way I'm attempting to mitigate the corrosion of the salt is I had the undercarriage coated, and that's something you have to do every 2 or 3 years. It's an oil-based coating, and it does eventually wear away. I've never done it before, but I just started a couple of years ago, so it's going to be time to do it again. And the other thing I do, and it's generally pretty cold here, and even if it's just above freezing, it's usually too cold for me to get a hose out and wash the vehicle. But I use something called Optimum No Bricks, or ONR, and it's part of a polish system that I use on the van. Put about an ounce in a bucket to 2 gallons of water, and with a sponge or microfiber towel, you can rub, one section of the van down with this. It kind of encapsulates the dirt, and then you dry that section with a microfiber towel. So you go around, you do the whole van. I did it yesterday. Temperature outside was about 38 degrees, and I used hot water so my hands didn't get too cold. But it does an amazing job. You know, as long as you don't let your vehicle get too dirty, it pulls the salt right off. You know, it may leave little micro swirls on your finish, but you know, come on, this is a you know, 2006 van, so I'm not terribly concerned about micro swirls. But you know, the finish looks great. It's shiny. I feel a little bit better that the salt is off. I'm not able to spray underneath because it's a little bit too cold. But hopefully that coating does its job. So I don't want to let the salt keep me from using the van throughout the winter, and it's one of the ways I hope to make it last just a little bit longer in this salty environment.
We fill the room sway for the bands play one of your old favorite songs from way back when. So take her round, fellas, find her and empty that, fellas, while you'll never go away again.
Even in the middle of February, the weather can get pretty nice. Man, we're in central Massachusetts at Hubbardston State Forest and went for a nice hike of a few miles. And we're at that in-between stage where, you know, the snow is gone, but it's been cold enough that the ground is still frozen, so it hasn't gotten muddy, so you can still go hiking on it. Woo! It was great. Of course, nothing beats a day in the van than a cup of coffee in the van.